Hello all. So in this video we're going to see regarding the guidance for the management of pregnant women in this COVID-19 pandemic situation. So mainly I will be dealing with the clinical part, not with the home part. So here we'll see what are all the guidelines that has to be taken care whenever you are going and seeing a COVID-19 affected pregnant woman. Now we'll see obstetric units that should be taken into the consideration. So whenever you find a pregnant woman, so whether she is suspect or whether she is confirmed, first of all you have to isolate the mother. So you have to go for the following investigation. So based on the confirmation you have to keep the mother in the isolation. So any person who is dealing with these type of patients who are suspected with this COVID-19 or who are affected with this COVID-19, you have to use personal protective equipment. So these personnel who are going and dealing with these type of patients, they has to be taught clearly regarding the personal protective equipment as well as the infection control practices, so that they can protect themselves as well as the patients. So coming to the introductory part of this patients, means what is the effect of this COVID-19 on pregnancy. If you see pregnant mothers, so more likely if you see during the pregnancy, automatically a mother's immune system is altered. So they are very susceptible and they will react to any kind of normal viral infections or any kind of bacterial infections occasionally. But coming to this COVID-19, if you see, as the mother immune system is altered here, how she is reacting to the other viruses, in the same way she can show some severe to mild symptoms to this COVID-19 also. So if you see here, pregnant women, they do not appear, so more means these pregnant women are not having this infection compared to the general population. Why? Because we are taking some safety precautions, and as well as we are isolating the mothers from the general population in this pandemic situation. So if you compare the general population along with these pregnant mothers, if you see the rate of this infection is very low when it is compared to the general population. And if you see, as of now, means till date, all the reported cases of this COVID-19, so the mothers who are affected with this COVID-19, so the pneumonia rate which is occurring in the mothers, it is very milder, and we are observing a good recovery when it is compared to the general population. So if you see the other types of coronavirus infections such as SARS and MERS, which had occurred in 2002 and 2012, so if you see these infections, so they are means they appeared in the last trimester of pregnancy in the pregnant mothers. So and there were a lot of cases which were reporting the preterm birth. So but if you come to the COVID-19, we cannot say whether the baby was born because of the means the baby preterm birth was occurred because of the COVID-19 or iatrogenic or some kind of any other spontaneous. So nothing but iatrogenic means nothing but whenever a person is undergoing any kind of diagnostic investigations, or whenever a person is being treated by a physician or an obstetrician, so the infection which is induced by the diagnostic procedure or by the physician or obstetrician, so it is termed as iatrogenic. So if you come to this COVID-19, we cannot say whether the disease which had occurred is from the iatrogenic way or because of this COVID-19 or any kind of spontaneous infection. So there is no clear data regarding this coronavirus. And if you see here, the pregnant mothers who are having the heart diseases, so these people are termed to be at highest risk. So it can be congenital or acquired, we cannot say. So any pregnant mother who is having any kind of heart disease, she is termed to be at highest risk for this COVID-19. Coming to the major problem for this COVID-19 is, whenever this coronavirus epidemic is increasing, it is mainly creating a psychological disturbances. So a pregnant mother who is affected with this COVID-19, if you see physiological aspect, the psychological aspect is mainly being disturbed here. So there will be perinatal anxiety, there will be depression, and there will be domestic violence also. So it is very important for us to support the women. So here the psychological support need to be given for the pregnant mother. So the families has to support the pregnant mother, and if it is possible, they have to maintain their mental health with every contact. So whenever they are maintaining proper mental health, so automatically the psychological aspect of the pregnant mother will be at a good state, and they can overcome this COVID-19 very easily. So if you see here, So most probably a pregnant mother in this pandemic situation, they stay isolated. And if you see the general population and the pregnant woman ratio in this COVID-19 situation, here the general population are more likely to be affected, and the pregnant mother rate is very low here. Even though it is coming, the pneumonia recovery rate, when it is compared, it is very high, and the people are recovering very easily and they're coming out of the situation. So in these type of situations, there is no need to worry about this COVID-19 in the pregnancy condition. So we'll see the transmission here. So how it is being means, so with regard to vertical transmission, so transmission from mother to baby or antennally or intrapartum. So if you see, there is no proper evidence that the disease is being transferred from a mother to the baby. So at present, if you see here, there are no recorded cases for the vaginal secretion that were being tested positive for COVID-19. So whenever a pregnant mother is having COVID-19 and when they have tested the vaginal secretions, so there were no positive results for this COVID-19. And if you see at present, according to the data which is available to us at present, there are no recorded cases of breast milk being tested positive for this COVID-19. So when they have tested the vaginal secretions, the COVID-19 was negative in those secretions, and when they have tested the breast milk, so the COVID-19 was negative in those situations also. So we cannot say absolutely that it is very safe to give the baby the breast milk, but compared to the effect, here the positivity is very high compared to the effects that were produced in this COVID-19 situation. If you do not give the breast milk for the baby, there the risk factors are high, because the baby will not get proper immune system, the baby will not get proper growth factors which were required. Apart of that, the baby should have the proper care. So skin to skin contact must be established as soon as possible, because it will maintain the temperature of the baby and it will boost the immune system of the baby. So as soon as the baby is being born, so you have to make the baby to get in contact with the mother in skin to skin contact. If it is necessary, you can also go for the kangaroo mother care, so that the temperature of the baby is maintained and you have to give the breast milk to the baby. Now we'll see what are all the effects on the fetus. As of now, the data which is present with, it is not suggesting any kind of increased risk for miscarriage or any early pregnancy loss which is related to COVID-19. So we should not panic whenever a mother is getting affected with this COVID-19. There is no data that the mother had lost their pregnancy or a miscarriage has occurred because of this COVID-19, and there is no evidence currently that the virus is teratogenic. Means if a mother is affected with this COVID-19, so there is no evidence that the virus is crossing the placental barrier and affecting the fetus. So the long-term data is awaited here, so you have to wait for the data. So you should not get panic in this type of situations. Nextly, if a mother is affected with this COVID-19, there is no evidence to go for medical termination of pregnancy. So it is not affecting the baby, or it is not causing any kind of congenital malformations or congenital diseases in the baby as of now, with the data which is available with us. So you should not have any psychological disturbances in these type of situations. Mainly, we do not have any data which is causing miscarriage, or we do not have any data which is causing pregnancy loss when a mother is affected with this COVID-19. So the pregnant mothers who are tested positive, you should have a proper positive mind. You should think in optimistic manner, so that your psychological health will be, your mental health will be maintained, and the baby also will maintain a good health. As a health personnel, what you have to share with the pregnant woman means, so the pregnant mothers, the pregnant women, they has to be shared this following information. If they are tested positive for COVID-19, and if they are not showing any kind of signs and symptoms, or if there is mild illness, so you have to explain them, you have to give them psychological support, and she can make a full recovery from this COVID-19. So in case if the patient is developing more severe symptoms, so the recovery here is very delayed when it is compared to the patients with asymptomatic or mild symptoms. And also here if you see the severe symptomatic patient, so there are more chances for developing severe chest infection. So in these type of situations, the mother needs the enhanced care. So as a health personnel, you should contact your maternary care team immediately. So now we'll see the management of COVID-19 in pregnancy. So whenever a pregnant mother with COVID-19 exposure comes, whenever she is travel to a country which is affected with this COVID-19, so in the last means in the previous 14 days, or whenever she is having any close contact with the confirmed case of COVID-19, or whenever she is coming in contact with the body fluids, or whenever she is living together, or whenever she is staying there less than 1 meter, or more than 15 minutes, so there are more chances of getting COVID-19 in the pregnancy. So as a part of clinical examination, you have to check for the clinical signs and symptoms of this COVID-19, and you have to go for clinical examination. So we are going for respiratory PCR test. So we are taking the deep nasopharyngeal and the pharyngeal samples. So if the patient is remained asymptomatic, so we cannot keep them in the isolation. So you have to go for monitoring at home, and you have to check the temperature as well as the respiratory symptoms. So if the test is showing negative, then you have to stop monitoring and you can carry on your own. So but if the result is positive, so you have to go for home isolation. You have to isolate the patient at home for 14 days. And if the patient is having delivery, if the mother is delivered here, so what you have to do is you have to go for breastfeeding, because as of now, as the data which is present with us, there is no evidence of secretion of this COVID-19 in breast milk. So there is no evidence of shedding of this COVID-19 in the breast milk. So you can go for the breastfeeding as per the guidelines. And mother, she has to be isolated from the newborns until the viral shedding clears. So here you may have doubt how to breastfeed the baby. So you can go for breastfeeding pumps, and you can feed the baby with the breast milk whenever the mother and baby are being isolated. So following that, you have to go for ultrasound fetal surveillance. You have to go for growth plus Doppler 2 times per a week. Following that, you can go for you can see the recovery rate. So unfortunately, if the mother is symptomatic, if the mother is having temperature above 30 degrees Celsius, and if there are respiratory symptoms, you have to go for hospital monitoring of the mother. So you have to isolate the mother. So you have to use proper protective techniques, whether it is visitors or it is healthcare personnel. And you have to keep the delivery and neonatal procedure equipment on site. So wherever it is required, you have to keep those delivery as well as neonatal procedures on site. So you have to go for this monitoring, and if the SARS test is negative, so you have to go for home isolation for at least 14 days. So why? Because there are more chances of giving the false negative or false positive. So in such conditions, you have to go for isolation. You have to do clinical self-monitoring, and if symptoms persist, so it might indicate there might be a false negative perception. So in such conditions, again you have to go for rechecking, and you have to identify whether it was COVID positive or COVID negative. In case if the patient is having this COVID positive, then you have to send the patient for hospitalization. Mainly the hospitalization, it is done at the tertiary care centers. So there will be maternal surveillance. So continuously you have to go for temperature, heart rate, BP, and as well as respiratory rate, and you have to check every 3 to 4 hours per day. And you have to go for chest imaging, that is at high resolution. Either based on the need, you have to go for CT scan, or you can go for the X-ray. So coming to the fetal, so in maternal surveillance, what we are doing means we are mainly checking the vital temperatures here, and you are going for CT, we are going for radio imaging. But whenever it is coming to the fetal, you have to go for fetal heart rate for at least one time per day. You have to check the fetal maturation. So you have to give betamethasone injection depending upon the maternal status. Means if the baby is like 34 to 37 weeks of gestational age, you have to go for it. And if we have to go for IV antibiotic treatment depending upon the local protocol of the hospital. So based on the following criteria, we are keeping the patient in ward or a room setting, or we are sending the patient to intensive care unit. So this is the following criteria. So if the systolic blood pressure is coming below 100 mm of Hg, and if the respiratory rate is above 22 breaths per minute, and if the Glasgow Coma scale is below 15, so in such conditions you have to treat the patient in the intensive care unit. So this is the criteria for it. So if there is severe failure criteria, means in case of septic shock, or in case of any acute organ failure, or in case of any fetal distress, you have to consider for cesarean delivery, so that you can save the mother's life as well as the fetal life based on the gestational age. So if the delivery is before 24 weeks of gestational age, so if there is severe maternal illness, then you have to consider for medical termination of pregnancy if it is legal. In case if the mother had crossed 24 weeks of gestational age, so in such conditions you have to make the delivery arrangement ready, means you have to keep all the necessary requirements, so that whenever it is required on site, you can go for the delivery. So vaginal delivery is induced, so it can be in induction of labor, or it can be instrumental delivery when possible, unless there is severe failure criteria. So based on the severe failure criteria, we are deciding whether to go for the instrumental labor or whether you have to go for induction of labor. So based on that, we are deciding it, and we are doing the early clamping of umbilical cord, as well as we are cleaning the newborn. We are monitoring the newborn in an IRNP procedure, means so isolated room prefer with negative pressure. So we are monitoring the baby in an isolated room. We are going for COVID-19 test, that is PCR test of the newborn, and breastfeeding is started based on the precautions and the considerations, and the mother is being isolated from newborn until viral shedding is resolving. So in case of any severe condition, if the baby needs any kind of kangaroo mother care, or any kind of temperature issues, so in those conditions, based on the criteria, based on the need, so if you see the effects of COVID-19, they are very less when we are compared to the benefits of baby to mother contact. So in such situations, we are making the baby as well as mother to get in contact with necessary precautions. So this is the management. So as of now, by seeing these management things, so we can come to a conclusion that whenever a pregnant mother is affected with this COVID-19, there is no need of getting panic. So just try to get isolated for 14 days in your room, and if the mother is showing any kind of signs and symptoms, better to contact the health personnel, whether it is government or either it is private sector. Take proper precautions, use masks, stay separated, and take plenty of waters and plenty of foods, plenty of protein foods, so that it will boost your immunity. And sometimes if you get positive also, there is no need to get worried. But why? Because there is no evidence and there is no guidelines to go for medical termination of pregnancy, or there are no proves that whenever a patient is affected with this COVID-19, there are miscarriages are being happened, or baby is being affected severely. So there are no reports till date. So there is no need to worry for this pregnant mother. So you can absolutely go for it. You can absolutely continue your pregnancy. Be strong. Take good psychological support. Takes advices from your concerned doctor who is treating you. And the family is the key role here, and family must play a key role, and so that the mother who is affected, or the pregnant woman who is affected, will come out of the situation very easily. So thank you so much. I hope you understood and it is useful to you. So if you want the Telugu version of this class, you can just comment me. I will try to explain you in Telugu also. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. So all the data that I have discussed to you is taken from the ICMR guidelines chart. So if you want, you can go and check that website also. I'll leave you a link in the description. Thank you so much.